Today, we're going to go right over to our free school community and answer questions from members. And we might give them some constructive criticism. So, Josh, you ready to dive in, buddy?
Yeah, sorry in advance.
Sorry in advance for shredding your channel. No, this is all in good fun. And it's just tough love. What we have to do is we have to be honest with ourselves about the quality of our videos, the quality of our hooks, the quality of our thumbnails, titles. And if we're not, then we're never going to improve. That's just the bottom line. So let's go over there right now. And this is RC Biz Accelerator. So Rebel Capital's Biz Accelerator on the school platform. You guys watching, you're more than welcome to join for free. And let's get into it here. I'm going to go over to general discussion, and then we're going to see RC community business model. Well, it's completely free. So right now there is really no business model. Maybe in the future. Okay, let's see. Leveling up on our camera delivery. What else can we do? Okay, this is a good one. So this is from Julio. And George has some great tips here. Okay. See, lately I've noticed that even though we're recorded on camera hundreds of times, we're not improving the aspects. Do you know, does he give a link to his channel, Josh?
Nope, I've not yet seen it.
Okay. We've talked about hiring on-camera coach, but I wanted to see if there are any steps we go live, Julio or Julio. Just do live streams. Do live streams and just be yourself. That's probably the best advice I can give you is don't take yourself too seriously. Don't take the content too seriously. I mean, look at my whiteboard videos, for heaven's sakes. I talk about Moody the Millennial, and I talk about how I don't know their preferred pronouns. And yet I'm talking about how the Fed is doing, the Fed standing repo facility or something like that. That just goes to show you that people actually like it. They feel as though, and you are being more authentic when you're not just being robotic and artificial and stiff. You're just kind of letting it flow, and you're just being yourself. But I think it's much easier. It like forces you to do that if you're live, because then you can't stop and start all over again. And when you can't, when subconsciously you can stop and start over again, you really become more stiff and less animated. As an example, when I'm doing my whiteboard videos, those are not live. So often, if I kind of screw up or I want to say something over again, I'll go ahead and do 2 or 3 takes. And I notice that if I'm just kind of riffing on the whiteboard and I say a joke, that I laugh a lot at the joke, but then I screw up, then I'm like, oh shoot, I've got to do that over again. But then I'll try to redo the joke, and it's like I don't laugh at it as much, and then I have to like force myself to laugh at it. And so it's a joke's always the best, like the first time, and when it just kind of is totally impromptu. So that would be my advice. I don't know, Josh. I mean, you've really improved. I mean, I watched one of your vlogs the other day, and I was shocked at how much you and Luke have actually improved, because when you first started, you weren't very good. Luke was decent when I first met him, but when I saw you guys going back and forth on that vlog, I was just, I mean, in fact, I text you and I said, man, you guys are doing a great job. So how did you do it? How did you improve?
Well, over the last 3 years, I'm looking at it, I think I made 3,000 videos. And so step one is you have to post more because you are going to suck. It is feasibly impossible, but volume negates luck. And so my first video versus the 100 was a lot better than the first. The thousands was way better than the 100, and now being at 3,000, you become a lot better and more confident talking like yourself at all times. And I would make every video raw and never edit it. And so it was kind of the exact same thing because I was too lazy and I didn't have time to edit it. So I knew if I messed up, I just had to continuously go and post a video.
Yeah, it's like a baptism by fire.
Yeah.
You left New Orleans a little early before we had our mastermind meetup. And for those of the viewers who don't know, Robert Kiyosaki is in my mastermind group. He's a member of the mastermind I have with Kenny McElroy and a couple other guys. And he went up on stage for our mastermind group, just the other members. And I was kind of doing a back and forth with him. And we were talking about content creation. We were talking about branding. And I wanted him to tell the story of when he first started public speaking, because most people don't realize that before Rich Dad, Poor Dad came along, and before they did the board game, Robert was doing a lot of public speaking, and he was doing these kind of live sales presentations. And you know very well, and anyone who's watched Robert speak, they know he's like a ninja. I mean, he is a master at public speaking when he's up there on stage. And I'd never asked him this question, but I assumed correctly that when he first started, he sucked. So I actually asked him that question when we were up in front of the members. And I said, walk us through, tell us the story about when you first started public speaking, like why you did it. And then were you good? Were you bad? Just kind of take us through from A to Z. And he said that when he first started, he was absolutely terrible, absolutely terrible. And back then, he couldn't really practice on YouTube or anything, because this would have been probably in the late 80s, or I don't know, it probably been in the 80s, maybe in the 70s. But he said that he and his buddies knew that public speaking was very important, because they knew that whatever they did later on in life, they would have to be selling something. So whether you're trying to get a girlfriend, whether you're trying to buy a car or sell a car, whether you're trying to get someone to watch a video, whatever you're doing, you're selling something. So he and his buddies would meet every Tuesday night, and they had like a group, and they would go and they would practice their public speaking. And let's say it was a group of guys of like, 4 or 5. And when one guy would get up there and do his little bit for the week, the other guys would just rip him to shreds, just absolutely rip him to shreds. And then if you didn't show up on it for one Tuesday, they would completely shame you. Like the very next week, they would like haze you and like make you stand outside naked for 3 hours. all this crazy stuff. And he said so he did this for like 3 or 4 years, just put himself through this public speaking boot camp with his buddies that were like super, super hardcore about it. And it would just, any little mistake you made, they would harp on you. They would make fun of you. They would like throw like rotten tomatoes at you when you were like trying to deliver your lines or whatever. And then he told the story, like whatever it was, 10 or 15 years later, when he wrote Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and he was invited on Oprah. And that's what really, really completely blew up the book. But he told the story of when he was sitting in the green room at Oprah. He said he was so nervous that he was like shaking, like he couldn't catch his breath. He didn't know what to do. And he said that when he went out there and met Oprah, he said he just absolutely knocked the cover off the ball. And he said the reason is because I wasn't doing it myself. He said the reason is because I had all my buddies with me. Now, what he's talking about is, of course, his buddies literally weren't there in the Oprah green room, but they were in his head. And what he was talking about is he just felt, even though he was that nervous, he fell back on all those years of practicing every single Tuesday night and having his buddies throw rotten bananas at him or whatever it was. And he was an overnight success because he'd been practicing basically for 20 years. And he went through the school of hard knocks. And so I think that's a great story to really illustrate what we're talking about.
Yeah, absolutely. The more you practice, the better you'll get. It's almost impossible not to get better. Let's go to the next question.
Okay, we're talking about AI stuff, right? Improved YouTube thumbnails. Let's check this out. Greetings from Canada. Thank you for kind guidance. Okay, I've spent some time working on more attractive thematic, but remember, we're not looking for attractive thumbnails. We're looking for thumbnails that generate curiosity. That's the thing here. Banners for artincoins.com. So here's a couple examples.
Click on the channel and you'll be able to see right away that link.
Okay. Can you tell when he made the change?
Well, I think I've already looked through the channel, and the big thing that he was looking for was a branded image. I think when that does not spark any curiosity, and it's actually confusion that is being.
First of all, Michael, you've got way too much going on in the thumbnails. Like there is no way. You got to think people are just scrolling through like this on their thumb. I mean, you have a split second to grab their attention. Just boom, like that. And if you don't grab their attention, and if they don't know the value proposition for watching the video, and if you don't build that curiosity and that tension in that split second, they're gone. Like they're gone. And like think about scrolling through. I mean, I'm looking at this on my laptop. I can't even imagine scrolling through on my phone and seeing one of these thumbnails, it's like, look at how many words are on here. Like, look at how much
Yeah.
reading I have to do
I mean, bottom line, Michael, you want someone to know what the video is about and spark
without
tension and
reading, without
curiosity
having to read.
in a split second. The same way if first blind date walked into a bar, you would know if you like a girl or not based on appearances. It's the same way someone judges your title thumbnail, and they know instantly if they're going to watch the video or not.
You need to communicate that message without forcing them to read. That's the real key here. So you grab them, and then maybe they read the title, or maybe you just have one word on there or something like that.
The title is
no
also
way.
confusing me a lot. It might be because I'm not your ideal demographic. I don't know anything about coins, but this is the exclusive 2025 Ragnarok, Loki, and Hedelum ultra high relief silver coin. And so I'm confused from that title. I don't know anything about the niche. I don't know anything about it, but I have no curiosity to find out why I need to watch this video.
I mean, the title here, I'm looking at this title. This title I don't think is that bad, because if you were in this niche, I'm sure you would know what Germania is, and the fact that they drop another hit with, because this title is way better than your thumbnail, but the title still has, you could improve it quite dramatically. So remember this, and let me click on it here. First of all, and then Michael, you've got a 48-second video. You've got a 48-second video, and you're showing me smoke? Like, no, you got to get right into it, man. I mean, look at this. We're 3 seconds. That's 10% of your that's like 8% of your whole video. And then you go into a branding thing that I already saw. I've already seen this. I've nothing new. Okay, there you go. Now you're showing this coin. Okay, so Germania drops another hit. Why are you telling them it's a hit? Like, think about it. You're giving them all the information they need to where they don't have to click on the video. The only way they want to click on the video is just to get like coin porn. So what you could have done is say Germania drops another coin, or silver round, I think is probably what you'd call this. Germania drops another silver round. Hit or miss. I mean, that's not the greatest title, but at least you're building curiosity. Like,
I might say like coin dealer reacts to Germania's 2025 drop or something like that. So then you're using your unique credibility for why someone would want to watch it if they are interested. You would have a unique perspective on this.
But Josh, assume for a moment your only goal was just to display the coin, which it seems like that's what his goal is here, because it's basically like, you know what I'm getting the vibe here is when I go shopping for watches online, and I go to like that Chrono 24. When you click on a specific watch you like, you see like all these different like 360 images of it, and it's just displaying the watch. I think that's what he's trying to do here with the coin. He's just trying to display the coin. You see this?
Yeah. There's no actual information. It is really cool.
Yeah, it is. So my question to you is, if you had a client come up to you and say, Josh, my goal is just to display the coin, but I want to get as many views as possible, how would you help them do that?
It would probably be short form. And I would try and maximize the views on like Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, because it's going to be very hard to package this, especially for long form YouTube videos. People want a personality behind what they're watching. For short form, if you wanted to have really punchy videos, you can showcase the uniqueness of what you're doing, like you would a watch, like you've done
But
here.
what would you do in the title?
That's the problem.
Has a title, doesn't it?
The short form doesn't have a title. It does, but someone isn't forced to click on it. The algorithm feeds them a video based on what they think they're going to like. So all you would need is a really good, let's say, music track, and have some degree of curiosity in the first frame, or
He's
just
got a good music track.
Yeah, and I can't see it.
Yeah, I know you can't hear it, but he's got a decent music track. So maybe just
But if your goal is to maximize sales, this is going to be very hard on all fronts. I think a better strategy would be having you as the character, and let's say the show, reacting to it, unveiling the kind of package, doing an actual review of it, and you can start to show more of your credibility.
I would get way more views.
And
but let's focus on the short for a moment. If I was consulting Michael and saying, hey, you want to do a short, you want to just display the coin, I would have him start the video right here at the forget this bumper. Don't do that. Just start with the coin right here, because that's what people want to see. And then you do like 30 seconds of the coin, And then at the end, then just go ahead and display your logo, and that's it. And or maybe just do the little smoke thing. That's fine. But don't do that at the beginning. You're doing that at the beginning and the end, and on a 48-second video, for heaven's sakes. Just start here. And then, or maybe Germania drops a new black silver round. What do you think?
George, I just found an awesome channel that is very similar to what this guy does, and he gets so many views. So this guy is a bullion dealer, and all he does is leveraging his credibility and has like a kind of a shocked face, but look at how many views he's getting. Bullion dealer needs US mint coins now. Where's my silver? So they're sparking curiosity. His thumbnail's there's a lot going on here, but it's showing, okay,
about a specific coin.
Let's see. But you could take the same concepts that this guy's getting for 200 or 100,000 views per video and put it towards your niche. He's usually going a little bit broader. I don't know if he does talk about actual coins, but he's getting a lot of views. He's mainly talking about gold and silver prices more broad, but that's where your unique edge could be, where you're reacting to actual silver coins.
Yeah, new silver coin. Oh, he's got Lynette in there.
Yeah,
I mean, buddies with Lynette.
Yeah, probably. This is great. This is a great idea. Safe Expert shows how to safely store your silver and gold. I mean, that's pretty brilliant. That's a brilliant video.
Okay, so that I think we've given a lot of feedback here. I don't want to overwhelm him.
Bottom line, a new strategy is needed, and you have to change the title thumbnails. That they're right now they're busy. They don't spark curiosity.
And if I had to prioritize, you got to change the thumbnails first. The thumbnails are the worst. So change the thumbnails first, and then add some of that curiosity to the title, and then don't do the bumper at the beginning. If you have to do it at the end. And think about creating, doing the shorts, maybe in addition to or instead of the long form. Let me see here. Hey, Josh, George, what software are you using for this video? StreamYard. Video editing. What is the best video editing app? I don't know, Josh. What do you use? I know my editors use, what is it from Adobe? It's
Adobe Premiere.
Premiere. That's right.
Yeah, so
that's not really an app. I mean, that's like a super heavy duty software.
Yeah, that's what our editors use that. And all overseas editors actually use like a cheap Chinese version of that, which is what your editors use too, like a slight knockoff. But myself, I'm a terrible editor. I use the built-in MacBook iMovie because that is as idiot-proof as it gets. All you do is cut the video. That's all you need if you are using super simple edits. I don't know how to edit the animations and the graphics. Your editor should probably be using like Adobe Premiere or something along those lines.
Yeah. As far as do-it-yourself, that I don't know.
iMovie is super easy do-it-yourself.
Okay. Camera recommendations for long-form Zoom. See, I've got a client who got 90% of their content from long form Zoom interviews. I just use the camera right here on my laptop. I mean, I don't use a different camera. It's just a built-in, it's not even, I don't even know if you'd call that a webcam. It's just the camera on the laptop. I mean, I have a new MacBook Pro that's, I think like a 2025, but all my live streams that I do for the Rebel Capitals channel, obviously this video, the step number 2s that I do for the whiteboards where I kind of have this background, it's all from just the built-in camera. And for a Zoom interview, this is fine. And I also use this for the Rebel Capitals interviews channel as well. It shouldn't be bad. It says
you might need to have a certain Zoom feature that allows you to download it in 180p. It could auto repress the video quality.
Yeah.
We use StreamYard, which right now we're recording on. We're both using our MacBook actual cameras. It's 1080p. Riverside's also good. Zoom, I don't know the back end. It might be the way that you're downloading it is wrong as well. You want to make sure it's a few gigabyte file. It should be 1080p.
Let me just triple check here. I'm going to go to a live stream. So this was the last live stream I did that would have been with this little, let me just see, make sure it's 1080.
You have to watch the ad before you can adjust it. You're getting your ad revenue up, George.
Yeah. See right there, guys, it's 1080 HD, and that's just the camera on the computer here. Second attempt. All right, here we go. This
is someone that we did review. They have the in-person event company where they'll do they help people build a better setup for the events.
Oh, cool. Let's see here.
Or the exhibits. I'm sorry.
Yeah, for conventions, for businesses who, I mean, she would have done the exhibit for like Kenny at Limitless, or maybe XYZ Gold Company at New Orleans. That's kind of what she does. So let's see. So What was she doing? Oh, she was just doing this, and then she just did. I mean,
For
that's not
something like this,
bad.
I actually think you want to be showcasing the booth and showing how it's easy, where you don't really need yourself in the thumbnail unless you're on the left side, and then the majority of the screen should be the actual booth so people can see it.
Yeah, like with this thumbnail, what you could have done, the easiest backlit. So what you could have, and first of all, I can tell you your hook is what's destroying this video. Did you see that, Josh?
No.
She's like petting her dog.
Oh.
We'll get into that in a second here. But what you could have done is instead of with the thumbnail saying you can build this alone, you could have had your face over here if you want your face in there. And then you could have like a red arrow pointing at like this lower left-hand corner and it just says this is the secret. You know what I mean? And it's like pointing to something on the display where you're like, oh, it's pointing at that. What's the secret here? Like what does that corner do that makes this the easiest backlit trade show booth setup? I think that would work for something like this as well. Now, here's the problem though. This is distracting. When you've got your website here, don't do that. And then you've got the music. I don't care about any of this. I want to know what the easiest backlit trade show booth is. It should cut straight to you in front of this, showing the audience like this is the secret, or this little teeny hinge right here, this unknown new technology has completely changed the trade show business or something. But instead we get this.
Yeah, at least have a voiceover. You need to be showing people and confirming why they're clicking. Is there a voiceover right now? Because we can't hear
Oh,
it, George.
it's music. It's music.
Yeah, no one's going to watch that.
Oh.
I'm clicking on this because I'm going to be setting up in a booth at an exhibit, and I want to see the easiest backlift technique that is going to allow me to set this up quicker and easier by myself.
She's just showing herself with music, setting up a booth.
So you could record and show yourself, but you got to be talking and explaining what you're doing.
Yeah, this has to have a VO. This has to have a VO.
That's a voiceover. So let's see what the booth looks like. Is
There's
there any
still no
voice?
VO. It's still.
Yeah.
I mean, you're showing how it's super easy to set up. I get it, and I think that's good. But you would have to. You need a lot better lighting too. But you have to have a VO walking, and don't do this. Don't do this. Just go straight to this. Take out the web address, and then start with the VO. Yeah. All right. Let's see. My backlit trade show booths just look better. Best at show. Yeah, I don't know that anyone's going to really care about that, especially for a 33-second video. So here again, you should be walking people through this and telling them how you did it. So again, music, take this out. The authentic exhibits, take that out. I see the name of your channel. You don't need to. Oh man. So she just has generic music in the background, and then and it's just this. This is a perfect opportunity for a VO. Or it's even better opportunity for you to, even if you've just got your phone and you're doing this, like just selfie on the phone, that would be fine. And then you're just showing people exactly what you did, and then kind of you're just opening up the kimono and showing kind of the secret sauce, right? Like what did you do that made this look 10 times better? Like I want to know. Yeah, it looks nice, but why does this look nice?
Yeah, and
Like, why
what
does this
people
look
care
good?
about
Show me what
is
you did to do this. Like, show me how you did this. I want to know the lighting you used. I want to know, how did you make these little screen things? Like, did you take it to a printer? Like, what do you use for the furniture? Like, how did you do this? And that gives you an opportunity to display, no pun intended, your ability. Just like this YouTube video allows Josh to display his ability on YouTube content. This is a wasted opportunity. It's just the music.
another thing that would be really interesting is how you're helping people get higher conversions at their trade booths and directing it to revenue, especially if your objective is to get clients where you can help them set up their trade booth. People don't care about things
Absolutely
looking
the
good.
objective here. I assure you that's the
Yeah.
objective. It's to get more clients to buy your trade booths that you
And so the
create
way
from
you would do
scratch.
that is showing how having a better trade booth has a direct conversion to them closing more customers. And then you can really showcase your expertise on how you do certain things that have a lift in actual conversions.
You could also and review other trade show booths. You could go to other trade shows and you could sit there and point out their booths and tell your audience like why they're bad and why they're good, to where you become you show that you are the expert in this space. Let's watch this video. Oh, I think she might have a VO here. Hold on. Okay, so this is a little bit better. So she's got a VO here, Josh, and she's explaining why this lighting is so good. Hold on a second. So take away this, and then she's got a little like chime noise. Take that out. Take that out. That's distracting. No one wants to see that. I get it. You're branding, but you're making people click on the video because they're getting click off the video. Excuse me. Another thing that she could do, she just is talking about how this booth is superior because of the lighting and everything. And then she just said that it went up in, was it less than an hour? Hold on. Oh, in 5 hours. So what she should do is she should do a video with like a GoPro and then just do the times. What do they call it?
Yeah, time lapse.
Time lapse. There you go. Do a time lapse with a GoPro. That would be interesting. I would actually like, as you're saying this went up in less than 5 hours or whatever, you should be showing B-roll time lapse of you actually putting it together and then walk people through what you're doing each step. And you would get what you're doing there is you're creating an open loop, because people are going to stay to the end of the video just because they want to see what it looks like when it's done. And the time lapse is making it go so quickly, they're going to be willing to stay to the end of a 5-minute video or whatever. So I would have much preferred to have you start with this, maybe, or maybe not, but have you start with something, then go to like for the first 5 seconds, then go to a time lapse and then do the VO over the time lapse. And then they get to see the finished product. And during the time lapse, when like this, did she have a time lapse here? Yeah. Okay. But this isn't a really good one because it's like a slow time lapse where I can only see a couple things. You need a time lapse of the whole thing. And it needs to be like 10 times faster than this. Like you'll notice like on the videos where the guy like builds an outdoor cabin in like, 30 days or something, the time lapse is like, I mean, it's like 1,000 speed. Yeah. See, this should be like 1,000 speed time lapse. And you should be doing a VO telling people about what you're doing and why it's better. And then you're creating an open loop to where they want to stay to the end of the video because they want to see what it looks like. It's very similar to like a rehab show where you see them doing the demo in the house and then you see the design, but then you see them doing this, but you want to stay to the end of the TV show because you just want to see how it looks at the end when they do the big reveal. And this video is a perfect opportunity to do the exact same thing.
Yeah, I was just making or trying with AI to make a super simple thumbnail, but I'll show you the website and how it is. It is a lot better, but this is just called Pixels, where I gave it a super simple prompt. I would not use this thumbnail, but I would be able, if I refine this 5 or 6 times by giving it better instructions on how I want a realistic eye-catching trade show booth that at a convention with a good
another
lighting.
thing too, you could have the arrow saying don't make this mistake, but
Yeah.
you'd have to have like what you could do is you could have your editor like take this, but then make this big crack and look like the booth is like falling apart or like falling on someone. That would be even better. Like so like there's a little baby right here and it looks like the booth is falling on the baby. Don't make this deadly mistake or something like that. And then you could like the video could be top 10 mistakes that people make when they're setting up a trade show booth or something.
Yeah. Bottom line, if you have questions about your YouTube channel, why it's not growing, how to get more conversions, give us a question in the free school community and we'll answer it in the next video.
Yeah, go over there and join. It's on the school platform and it's RC Biz Accelerator. So Rebel Capitalist Business Accelerator. And like Josh said, you can join for free, comment, ask a question, post your thumbnail. We'll give you our honest opinion and in an effort to help everyone improve. And at the end of the day, hopefully help you grow your business, whether you have a small business, a startup, or you're doing 100 million in revenue.